What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 4th episode of Full Dive. This one's titled The Only One to Beat the Game. So yes, we have heard about the Only One to Beat the Game from Ginji, right? Did he give a name? I think so. Where was the name? I don't think it's listed here, unfortunately. But no, we have mentioned the name of the guy who is the only one to beat the game. So I guess we're going to run into them at some point? I don't know. I'm kind of curious as to who that's going to end up being, but apparently someone has completed this game. But yeah, we have gone a completely different route for it. Apparently this is the start of Martin time, which is bizarre. I did wonder how Martin was still listed as a main in AniList, but I think I found out why he's still listed as a main. I guess he's going to be haunting us now for the rest of our time playing the game. Which, again, is kind of the point I'll get onto in a minute, but yeah, Martin time is now a thing, apparently. So, can't wait for us to go crazy doing that. But the stipulation is about the childhood promise, which is something that no player would ever know, right? Like, if every player is put in this situation where you have a childhood friend with a promise that you have, how is any player meant to know that promise? Like, I don't get how any player would know that promise, because they have not lived the life and lived that promise. And it's not like it's written down anywhere. It's not like another game where you can, like, go into, like, a lore book or, like, view quest information or something where it says, don't forget our childhood promise to, and then gives you exposition. So, I'm kind of curious why. There's a lot of things I critique about this show when it comes to actually utilizing the game points. Like, a lot of the stuff, especially with it being like an MMO title, but it still has a lot of things that don't seem very MMO friendly and like don't seem to work mechanically. I have a lot of criticisms on that, and maybe it's because my expectations have been raised a lot thanks to Log Horizon, of which has been a fantastic, honestly, look into what it's like to have a video game world that is now real, and like to use video game systems to make sense for real world stuff. Like, maybe my bar's just been raised too high thanks to that show now. But yeah, I have criticisms about the actual game itself. But we end up getting arrested because Ginji just ratted us out, and he said basically, don't actually admit you killed them, and you'll avoid the prison sentence, apparently, in some way. In which we are then, whilst going through Martin time and realizing this is what Ginji was also going through when he was talking to other people, he is taken out of his cell by a strange girl, and he's like, okay, this is interesting. Goes into a room, there's just a bed there. It's like, okay, and then he gets a warning saying, you're about to experience intense stimulation. Would you like to proceed? And he's like, okay. And then, yeah, it's not anything like that. It's torture. And it's taking off limbs, which is, yeah. So that's great. He ends up wetting his pants, which is expected, I think, at that point. But actually unlocks a new skill storyline thing to change the direction it's going. So he's better off this way in a weird way. But he rage quits essentially, which is perfectly advisable. Like, and this comes to my point of what this episode has to be. This episode has to justify why he'd ever go back into that game. I know he's playing this game, or originally wanted to play a game like this, because he was going for the other game, but then got tricked into this one, basically. But yeah, he's trying to escape his current reality, something to do with the track team, I think. Maybe we'll dive into that a little bit here as well. But he's trying to escape the real world into video games, which is a lot of what people do when it comes to gaming. Games are an escape, as people say, so I can understand that aspect of it. But why you would escape to that, I don't know. And I think he needs a bit more motivation to do so, because like I said at the very beginning of this series, before I even watched any of it, I was like, how are they going to motivate him to play such a shitty game like this then? Like, something where it's, like, obviously torturous, literally. Why would he ever play it beyond that point? And I guess that's also the I guess it's the completionism aspect, but there doesn't seem to be any point to completing it. Like, there's not like... It's not like Xbox where you're hunting for gamer score, or PlayStation for trophies, or Steam achievements. Do people hunt Steam achievements? Wow, I do. Like, that's why there are certain games like that I also can relate to, where I just like, I want to go into this game, I want to complete it, no matter the challenge. It's that completionist aspect of it that entices you to certain games, but I don't see how he would be enticed in that way to this one. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm hoping this episode does that. Because if you want to actually keep using this game world, you have to give him a reason to go into it, right? So how are they going to motivate him? I have no idea. I guess we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to load the episode up here. As per usual, these are time-based format actions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, you go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets access to all picture in picture actions I do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as Symphogear G, which we'll be watching a little later today. We also have movie reactions with Weathering with You, the movie, just going up recently. We'll also be doing a poll on the first of the month to determine what movie we watch next. There'll be a new movie on that list, as well as some of the existing movies that we've watched. So I'll announce that on Discord as well, for those of you interested. But yeah, here on YouTube we do timer-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a timer for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play you start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. We'll watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the Katakara logo and then the Funimation logo, so about 10 seconds of logos give or take, and they'll be into the episode. I'll call them out as they go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Katakara, Funimation. Cheers. I got a bit of rice stuck in my teeth. Hello, Martin time. And torture. Nice shower, best friend. Yeah, I wonder how people in this world also react to him logging out. Wonder how that works. He had to check, okay. I think I would check as well in that instance. It's the same thing all over again? What? I'm curious about that, but whatever. Don't know who this mask figure is either, obviously. Alright. The only one to beat the game. Okay, we are back at track. So you are on the track team, obviously. Back when they got on a little better as well. Oh, you're going to embarrass yourself. Yeah, don't get complacent. So a bit of a rival for us. Okay. We're really setting him up for a fall here, aren't we? Big run animation. He's not gonna find the toilets, is he? Huh? Who the hell are you? Never heard of you. I would assume, yes. Ah. Interesting. Really was doing well then. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be you, I don't think. Of course, he'd mimic it. And he's gonna wet himself. Oh boy. Yep. Good friendly rivalry. Doesn't seem like an obviously toxic one. No, he's already in his own head. Oof. Oof. That sucks. Oof. Oh boy. Yep. Super embarrassing. He let a lot out. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. Ooh, that's fucking... Yeah, that's super embarrassing. That sucks. And he'll forever be known for that, and his scouting opportunity's gone. Yeah. That is true. Oh, that's too harsh. That's a bit too harsh. You're not talking about the running. What? Hmm? Oh boy, here we go. Dude just needed the toilet. That... like, there's not really anything more complicated than that. Dude just needed the toilet, didn't get to go. Fell. You need to go, you need to go. Hmm. Hmm. Jesus. I mean, it is actually shitty, but... Hmm. Hmm. The mother's just in the background like, oh boy. I mean, I get the point that she's trying to make there. As soon as something gets tough, you just abandon it. She still wants that, yeah. Hmm. I see what I see the point she was trying to make there. I see the point. You know, these two. Hmm. Jesus Christ. Hmm. Yeah, it's return the game. What's she gonna show him, I wonder? Mm-hmm. Not a joke. I mean, you were there for the reasons. Well, She actually kind of has a point, actually, weirdly. I mean, I bet it was. Actually, it wasn't a first for you. I mean, she'd be a great party member. No one else cares for that game. It's worthless. Hmm. Huh? Okay. Is he the guy that full cleared it? Mm-hmm. What other game could he be possibly talking about? Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh shit. We got walkthroughs? Totally. I mean, it's being told what to do and actually physically doing it are different things. Hmm. uh, what do you mean back then? No. uh, one attitude. Oof. It actually kind of is though. For this world. It actually has that option. uh, yes. Oh shit. But we can run fast. Oh, there is. I need to go back to that. Because if they don't address it in this, I want to hypothesize about that as well. Because that's actually quite interesting. Yeah. Oh, there was. Yep. Oh, definitely not. Mm-hmm. There's supply and demand and stuff. It's only a certain amount of... Can, yeah. Wow, really? We're using that as motivation? Wow. What the fuck kind of motivation is this? I mean, yes, but... I love this VA. Great, let's log in. Come on. Yep. Wait, what? We're actually going to do it in the game? Don't know if that's possible, but sure. Especially not that size, but... Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. Oh boy. I'm just thinking of that fucking Kermit sketch animation thing. You know the one. Uh so dumb, I love it. Yeah, you are. And that's it. That's it. I love I so much. Every time. Alright. Next time. The Tribulation of a Killer. Alright. Okay, I will admit, I like the way they're going with that motivation. I actually genuinely do like that. It might be a bit petty, considering all he's gone through. But the idea of the sister berating him makes total sense. After seeing his backstory. I didn't expect the wetting bit necessarily to be the point they focus on there, but I guess it makes sense. Well, how he didn't find the bathroom in time, I'll never know, but whatever. Yeah, I like the motivation that they used of him, with the sister saying, oh, as soon as the going gets tough, like, as soon as he's actually faced with a real challenge and he has a stumble, that's it, you abandon it all entirely. You did it with running, now you're going to do it with your damn games as well. I like that angle of it. I like the idea of that walkthrough thing that we got with, what's-his-face? Kamui. Thank you, thank you, Matsuoka, for another fantastic performance as usual. Like, Matsuoka did a good job for that character. He really did. Again, Hiro... Daiki Yamashita is doing a great job here as well. Like, it's a nice change of pace from some of his other characters. Kind of reminds me of Shu from Horimiya a little bit, but compared to his other roles, it's like Midoriya and Senpai from Nagatoro and stuff. This is definitely a more different role that I'm kind of happy to see from him. Of course, Ithros. We didn't get much of her this time, but still, I'm eagerly awaiting it. But yeah, the entire motivation thing makes a lot of sense, and I really, really like it. You can tell just in the walkthrough, it was like getting back into it, he's realizing, oh shit, it's really not quite as bad. There are options out there, and he now has a direction to go. So he's now feeling a little more motivation. So I like the way they did it. Maybe it's not enough considering how extreme everything that he's just been through was. But at the same time, as real as everything feels, he does have to remember this is just a game. And I think it's, if you can make that disconnect, it's like, it's just a game. Like, it doesn't actually have as much implication as my previous trauma, then maybe he might be able to distinguish that a bit more. I think that might be where there's an advantage to be had. Now, I wanted to go back to a line they specifically said about 1820 something in. Let's see here. Figure out how to win without fighting, yes. Put simply, if you were some dude's childhood friend, what would throw you off the most? If you were some dude's childhood friend, what would throw you off the most? I don't know. But win without fighting, well, we've got running away as an option right now since we are a competent runner. That's the one good thing we still have for us. Whether we can beat her stats tenfold or not when it comes to speed, I don't know. I guess we'll see when we have to run from her again. But win without fighting, diplomacy is an option. Because you're not actually you're still fighting, but it's more with words. I guess romance could be utilized in some way, but I don't know how you would do that when she's completely wanting your blood. But I assume it's going to go in that sort of direction, maybe. What would throw you off the most? I mean, if anything, a confession would throw you off immediately. Like, that would work. Beyond that, I don't know. Kind of curious to see where they go with that now. Very, very curious. But like I said, I like the way they've handled the motivation for him here. I think they gave him enough. I don't think that her saying, oh, I'd love to marry and date and do it with someone who actually cleared the game, I feel like that's pushing it a bit far. Why she's so invested in this game and wanting someone to play it, I don't actually know. There's a reasoning there that she intentionally said, I can't reveal that. So I'm kind of curious what her deal is with that and how long it will take for us to actually learn that, because I'm kind of curious what on earth would make you be like that, you know? just seems kind of odd. So I'm more curious about her character now, but yeah, I'm happy with how this episode turned out in motivating him. I think it did a good enough job. It wouldn't motivate me well, would it motivate me? Well, I like to think that I would never get myself in this shitty of a situation to begin with. I feel like I wouldn't get in this situation to begin with, obviously, and I feel like most of us wouldn't, but had I gone through all that, I think I'd be motivated enough to play the game, because at the same time, I still have the sense of knowing what's a game and what's reality. As real as this game is, it's still a game. So I think I could have enough of a disconnect to not care that much. I think I'm competent and aware enough to do that. But then again, I haven't really had much of an experience with VR. I've never used VR, like I don't have a VR headset. I've wanted one for the longest time, but I've never actually got into it. But yeah, I'd love to have a VR setup one day. And I think that's on my list of things to save for. Now that I've got a very nice computer that will certainly run VR. I'm looking to invest into one eventually. It's a lot of money, and I have a lot of things to still buy and do and stuff, so it's going to take a while to save up. But I'd love to get a VR setup one day. I really would. But anyway, because then I can actually distinguish see how effective VR is on me, because, like I said, I've never played VR, so I don't know how immersive it necessarily is, and it's still early days of VR technology. I know, like, VR headsets are getting much better. Like, wasn't there an announcement that... Because I think one of the biggest issues is frame rate, right, on certain VR headsets? I think didn't one announce, like, a 120 or 144 hertz refresh rate on their VR headset? Or I think there's also, like, 4K headsets in development or something. Like, I haven't been paying attention to the news, but apparently I've heard... There was something like, holy shit, that would be a literal game changer for VR if it could actually pull off those sorts of specs. But I can't remember what it specifically was. It was either refresh rate or resolution. I can't remember. I think it was refresh rate, because that makes more sense for me. Like, 1080p resolution should be good enough for most people, since it's what a lot of people will experience naturally anyway. I don't think going too far beyond 1080 will be super noticeable, but frame rates for the immersion, I think, would be much more impactful. But anyway, that's going to do it for you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that one as per usual. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Spring 2021 line you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.